Hello and welcome. Our top focus is on Ghana. The results of the December 7th presidential results are out, and the opposition has made a historic comeback. Ghana's former president, John Dramani Mahama, who was voted out 8 years ago, has staged a political comeback. Though official results are yet to be announced, the candidate of the ruling party, Ghana's Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia, has conceded defeat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition.
This marks the end of 8 years in power for the ruling New Patriotic Party, or the NPP. The party was headed by the incumbent President Nana Akufo-Addo. The 80-year-old will step down in January after serving 2 terms. Under him, Ghana faced its worst economic turmoil in years. High cost of living and a debt default. The growing frustration paved the way for the opposition to bounce back to power. Now, Ghana's new president is 66-year-old John Mahama. He belongs to the National Democratic Congress. He was president of Ghana between July of 2012 and January of 2017. He has promised a 24-hour economy model after coming to power, whereby the whole or part of the economic infrastructure adjusts to support 24-hour operations. He has promised nighttime jobs in the public and private sectors and says he will ease taxes. But he has also faced criticism. During Mahama's term, his administration was also hit by economic problems and a string of corruption scandals. He also gained a poor reputation due to power crisis during his first term. But that seems to have been ignored this time around. The public is hailing his victory. Several of his supporters took to the streets of the capital, Accra, and celebrated by blaring horns and whistles and waving the party's flags.
We are celebrating our new president because our new president is better than the old one. The old administration, they are criminals, you understand? We used to buy fuel at 14 cedis. Now we buy at 70 or 80 cedis per gallon. It's not good. We and Nigerians are very similar, and we don't know why our petrol costs more than in Nigeria.
Now, violence was also reported at some of the collation centers ahead of the vice president conceding defeat. However, Ghana has remained one of the most stable democracies in West Africa and is known as a largely peaceful transfer of power. With 34 million people, it is the second most populous country in the region. Now, Ghana is the world's second biggest cocoa grower, the largest gold producer in Africa, and is among the top 10 oil producers in Africa. It is a key security ally of the US in West Africa, and this is a region where many nations led by military governments have turned to Russia for security and aid. The US has reacted to the election results by applauding a successful election that reflects the will of the Ghanaian people. However, the incoming president will have a crucial task to reset Ghana's economy, which has been in the doldrums since 2022. Now, Ghana's government defaulted on debt payments. Its rating has been downgraded to junk status. Inflation has skyrocketed to 54%, and public debt stands at 72.3%. Ghana's currency has lost 70% of its value in 8 years. To survive the crisis, Ghana has reached a deal with the International Monetary Fund for a $3 billion bailout. But the rise in prices and unemployment continue to be a major concern for the people. Will the new president live up to their expectations and reset the course for West Africa's stable economy? Now, for more on this, we have with us Dr. Kwaku Nuama, a professor of international studies at the American University. He is a citizen of Ghana, joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, what does Mahama's victory signify for Ghana's political landscape and for its democratic stability, especially given his previous tenure as president?
So it's a mark of political maturity on the part of the principals, but also on the part of the electorate. So as you mentioned in your lead-up, the vice president, the incumbent vice president, called the former president conceded, and the election proceeded mostly peacefully. And the fact that Ghanaians are willing to resolve their problems through the ballot box is a testament to the enduring nature of Ghana's democracy. We also saw evidence of institutional resilience. The EC had problems in certain areas, but there wasn't the widespread rigging that social media was reporting. We saw the security agents on the ground solving problems as they arose. So generally, I think that this was a good elections for the region and for Ghana, and also for John Mahama. This is a God-sent second opportunity to fix problems, to build a legacy, and to show us that he has learned his lessons from the last time he was in power. He's been rejected twice already,
Yes.
and this is a wonderful opportunity for him to do things right.
Right. And Doctor, on that, how might Mahama's administration differ from that of the outgoing government, particularly in terms of economic policies, governance, and addressing the challenges that are facing Ghana today?
So there are areas where we will see immediate change. For example, he's going to announce his government, and the size is going to be remarkably smaller than the Akufo-Addo government, which was bloated. He's also not going to have relatives and hopefully friends in the government. So that's also going to be a major departure. Some of the economic policies that he has announced will also have immediate impact. For example, he's going to end levies on electronic financial transfers, taxes on sports betting, for example. Some of those kinds of adjustments will immediately impact the pockets of the ordinary Ghanaian. But the larger problems will persist. So he's inheriting an economy that is really, really, really struggling. Youth unemployment is going through the roof. He's not going to be able to solve those problems overnight. And he's going to have to continue dealing with the IMF in terms of trying to fix the debt crisis. And those problems will not go away. So his big policy that he probably won this election on was a 24-hour economy, which you talked about. And it's not clear exactly how he's going to execute that. Initially, he's promising to hold some type of a national dialogue on the state of the economy in general. And it looks like he's crowdsourcing solutions to the economic problems. So those problems will persist until he's able to actually implement the policy that he's promised.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for being with us on First Post Africa and for your valued analysis and insights on the latest out of Ghana.
Thanks for having me.